It's your man who did it this time, coming at you with another episode to the series Cross Reference. And the reason why we calling it Cross Reference, because sometimes we're in a lack of words with the content. And I know that that's a play on words because obviously I'm communicating right now, giving you some healthy dialogue. But there's a series of series that I talk about, meaning Take the Kid Gloves Off, reality clips, silent news, devil in the details, elevation series. This will qualify with all of them. And when I say this, these two separate, isolated stories. First and foremost, giving honor to God, Abba, who's my father, who's the head of my life. I can't tell you enough how grateful I am to see another year, another day. Just got done with an incredible workout, and I'm looking forward to bringing more content, man. All right. Secondly, which is the first topic of the two, Damar Hamlin. Our prayers, and when I say our, I mean prayers to who? Prayers to God, the Almighty God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the one who Yahweh Shai, who the world knows that Jesus Christ was talking to you about. We send prayers up to you. You have more knowledge than all of the doctors combined and some. You know if that young man is going to make it or not. So for that alone, we asked for you to take care of that young man, and we put his life in your hands. Amen. Now, when it comes to Damar Hamlin, he's from the crib, and when I say the crib, that's the Pittsburgh area. He's from a little town called McKees Rocks, which is like right outside the city. Those of you all who've been to Pittsburgh, we have a lot of bridges, a lot of tunnels. The young man was right outside of a bridge. It's called McKees Rocks, little hood town, and then he went to Central Catholic, Pitt, and now he plays for the Buffalo Bills. So this one hits home. Not just him, Dane Jackson, who also plays cornerback, as well as Tyler Boyd last night. He's from a little town called Clareton, PA. He also played for Pitt. There was a lot of guys from the area last night that was playing in that game. Booger McFarland, the other gentleman who was off to the left-hand side, Ryan Clark. I understand that you guys were taking time out and your producers and directors were talking in your ears and no teleprompters. The repetitiveness that they were using, I understand. In the moment, no one knows what to say. It was certain comments, though, that almost made you question their integrity as a company and their experience as anchors, journalists, writers, whatever way you want to call it, saying that they've never seen ambulance come on the field. That's what posed me to ask the question, did they see something that we didn't see? With all due respect, did the young man pass away? I know that there was an AES called. I know that there was cardiac arrest that was mentioned, which is going to stir up a whole other narrative because, to my knowledge, they were just trying to blame the impact of the hit, which still could play a part in this young man's cardiac arrest. Nevertheless, though, back to the comments, we have to be very careful because let's just take the kid gloves off. A lot of these anchors, a lot of these left-wing thinking tanks want to eliminate football, regardless of the success stories, the continuity. Last night you saw brothers banding together, praying. Hopefully they was praying to the Most High. You just get a chance to see that. And if you've never played football, you wouldn't understand. But to all you brothers out there who've been a part of a team sport, this goes out to you, and especially if you play football. They kept saying the Bills need to be a family and to get together. They've been a family, fool. Now, is it dysfunctional at times? Do we fight during camp? Brothers will snake each other in the back, get on each other's girls. Man, I used to get into fights with the defensive side of the football. I used to fight other receivers. I get it. We're a family. So for those announcers or whatever you want to call them last night that just kept being repetitive with they need to be like a family and we never seen, they didn't know what the hell they was talking about. That's an isolated incident. That young man's health is primary. Booger McFarland was correct. All these other off-brand experts and geeks, they don't understand. Yes, we've seen ambulance come on the field. There was linemen back in the early 2000s. One played for the Vikings. Another brother, I believe, played for the Jets. That just kept dying of heat stroke. Kept dying. I remember like yesterday. Obviously, you having a lot of these post-traumatic incidents where people are blowing their brains out based off the game of football. I get all that. Be very careful what you let come through your eyes and pollute your brain. You understand me? So that's the first story. Second story, Akon. I'm locked up. I believe we shared the same birthday. I believe he's an April 16th kid. Yeah, all that's nice. I want to touch on a comment he made and then we'll wrap this up. Akon made a comment, TMZ covered it, and I've seen a couple other YouTubers talk about it. He made the comment that Africans, not black African Americans, not Negroes, Africans from that continent, they have better stage presence. And he referred to the so-called Negro here in America, Judah, and probably you other tribes as well. He said, wobbling pants hanging half down. Now, is there some truth to some of these clowns' stage presence? Indeed. But Akon, Africans copy everything we do, man. So, the drill music, the mumble rap, the pants half down, and the smoking weed and all the other crazy mess, even though I don't deem smoking weed as a knock on your character per se. Everyone has a different vice. They doing that over in Africa. Y'all mutilating kids. Y'all trafficking. Y'all beat your women. But I know what this really comes down to. Who paid Akon to say that? Because when you talk about stage presence, you mean like James Brown, Michael Jackson, Prince, The Boys, New Edition, Boys to Men, Commodores, Temps. Where you want to take it? Brothers that's holding the instrument and giving stage presence? Jimi Hendrix, Prince. Where you want to go with this? Tito Jackson, the Isley Brothers. Where do you want to go? Beyonce? Where you want to go? Keisha Cole? Where you want to go? SWV? He should have never made that comment, because now it's not just me. There will be a whole army of us that remind even the African. We look alike. We're a lot alike. We even share some of the same qualities and traits. There is some truth to those drums speaking to us. We have a rhythm like no other, but even you, so-called African, you will never duplicate. You will never find another Michael Jackson. You will never find another Prince. You will never find another, like I just named, another bad creation. You will never find another. The list goes on, because if you could, you would have already eliminated us. Let's be honest. They tried to enslave other nations on this soil. There was something different about the Negro. His strength, his endurance, his girth, was just so different. I'm not making this stuff up. There's doctrines that back up that last comment I just made. This isn't race bait, I'm just telling you the truth. That's why they wear tags on their hats in the 90s. Starter jackets. Group called Crisscross. Idiots all across the nation was wearing their pants backwards. Baggy to skinny to baggy to whatever these kids is wearing now. Akon. That was the most asinine comment, and I'm coming for y'all bosses. I don't believe even Akon thinks that. Once again, this comes back to the indictment and the overt attack on black masculinity. So-called black. This is your man who did it. I'm out. Y'all be blessed.